Hey, Bruce Naylor, aka The Frugal Tech. Recently, one of my viewers, Geek Kings, who's a great viewer of the channel, we get these debates going back and forth between PC and Mac, and that's fantastic. As you know, I love all computers. See, Windows PC behind me, but a MacBook Pro over here. At any rate, ask me the question: why do or what's my opinion of why Apple's making upgrading Macs harder to do? And I could say, because they can, and people will pay it. But that wouldn't be right. That's not really a good enough reason. So I actually sat down and gave it some thought. And I come up with a list here. And I'll tell you the underlying theme right in the beginning, which is, of course, it's about profit. They are an extremely, the world's first $700 billion company. They didn't get that way for nothing. They're very crafty. Not everything Apple does is for our benefit as users. In fact, pretty much everything they do is for the benefit of Apple. But I'm going to give you these 5 different reasons. Apple's no different than any other corporation. Microsoft, Dell, HP, Asus, they're all in it to make the money, the scratch. All right. The first reason why Apple, for example, doesn't want you upgrading RAM is because for so many years, most of us enthusiasts would order Mac with the minimum configuration of memory, and then we would order third-party memory, which Apple has insanely high margins on their memory. So if you solder the memory modules to the motherboard, then you're going to have to order all the RAM you can get right in the beginning, and Apple gets that money. Number one. Number two is because you can't upgrade it, and you think you're going to need more power down the road, is going to be that you'll probably end up having to do another upgrade of your machine. You're going to have to sell your old machine, buy a new one to get the latest, greatest, to get better performance, rather than doing things like upgrading the RAM and upgrading the storage, etc. Or reason number 3, if you believe you're going to need more power down the road, then what are you going to do? You're going to order a more expensive, more powerful machine right in the beginning. Either way, Apple's going to make a whole lot more money by, as I said, having you buy a more expensive machine up front or upgrading your machine more frequently. Now, reason number 4. I believe Apple is obsessed with iOS, and rightfully so. iPhone alone is around 70% of their gross revenue. And I think Apple is beginning to look at all devices as these kind of things that people buy and they hold them for a couple of years and they get rid of them and get a new one. So why not look at the Mac line the same way as consumer, more disposable devices? Reason number 5. Apple has insanely high profit margins. We're talking, or these are gross margins, almost 40%. That's enough to make a robber baron blush, how high their margins are on their stuff. These are gross margins. And therefore, if you're in that upgrade cycle more frequently, if you're buying more high-end machines, they're making even more money from you, a ton of money. And when the industry average is somewhere between 8 to 10% or less on a new computer, and you're raking in 40% margins, you're really raking it in. You're really getting that scratch, and you're owning the money, which Apple is, right? Now, bonus number 6. And I think Apple they look at life and or the business world and all this stuff, I think, in a fairly simple lens, that there are consumers and there are professionals. And they don't consider enthusiasts in there, even though there's gazillions of us, which is what is so attractive to the PC world. And, it's no secret that consumers very seldom upgrade their computer, right? They buy a box, plug it in, they use it until it won't work for them anymore, and they'll go get another one, et cetera, et cetera. So why make upgradable machines really for consumers who's going to not upgrade it or isn't interested in upgrading or doesn't care about it? Then you have the professionals. Well, here's the Mac Pro. That's much more upgradable as far as things like memory. Let's see, the CPU is upgradable on it. Video cards, not so much. Internal storage, But basically, they rely on Thunderbolt for external upgrades to the device. So the professional market has got the scratch to buy top of the line machines, but the consumer market is that your iMac, your Mac Mini, etc. These kind of machines, and they just want you folks, I think, to use them for a few years, sell them, and get a new one, and keep getting that 40% margin. Apple is not a benevolent company whatsoever. They are a juggernaut in the marketplace. They rake in billions upon billions of dollars every year. Now, we're not going to argue the merits PC versus Mac. That's not what this video is about. I'm just giving my opinion why Apple is making it more and more difficult for you to upgrade your Mac. I look forward to your comments down below. I'm Bruce Naylor. Take care.